Yes guys, yeah, welcome back. So in today's video we are going to look at something very important. We are going to talk about how you configure the Android Studio. But before that, I want us to address something which is very peculiar to most of us. You see, when we get started programming, we must have downloaded lots of IDEs, and there must have been lots of configurations in between. So I always suggest to students to first of all format your PC. Now I want to show you something here. If you see, I'm using Windows 11 and I have a couple of applications which I have installed, right? Okay. In case if you're just starting out and you don't know how to format your PC, please contact your network administrator or contact any of your friends who knows how to do that. Okay, so what is the first step? Format your PC entirely. Okay, now that is done, what is the next thing you have to do? You need to download the JDK. All right, I know most of you will say, see, but when you install Android Studio, it's going to come with JDK. I totally agree to that, but get this clear. Won't it be better for you to follow some basic instructions than going again and start searching? Now the PC is formatted, so let's check something here. So here am I. I'm just going to go on my command prompt. I'll type cmd and you can actually see it, right? Now let's type something here, java. Just type Java. And what did you see? Java is not recognized as internal or external command. Why is it so? There might be two possibilities. First, you don't have JDK installed, or you have it installed in the wrong path. Remember where we are, right? C, users, Victor, and then, okay, there I'm typing Java. Another possibility might be the environment variable was not set. Okay, I agree that in most PCs environment variables are set automatically, but what happens if it's not set? So that's why I want you to get this clear before we start making mistakes. Now this is the interpreter, right? All right, let's look for the compiler. JAVAC. I press enter. Again, if Java is not recognized, obviously Java C, the compiler, is not recognized as internal or external command. So this is what we are going to fix right away. All right, so head over to google.com, just type download Java. Basically we are downloading the JDK. Agreed? So that's why, as you see, I visited this in the class. Okay, now I'm going to do it again. You're going to download what? Java. And I believe you know why Oracle is there. If you don't know, oh yeah, we are not going to discuss about it in this class. Maybe when we try to revisit object-oriented programming, we talk about Java Oracle relationship. Fine. For now, go to oracle.com, find /Java, and you go to downloads. And what did you see? Follow along. Guys, can you see this? Okay. JDK version 17. By the way, this stands for Java Development Kit, and I believe that most of you knows about Java programming. If you don't know, wait for my Java class. I'm going to have some series on that. But for now, let's focus on Android. Okay. Now we are going to download Java 18. I mean, that is Java version 18. I'm referring to JDK version 18. And to choose your platform, I'm a Windows user, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to do this. Please pay attention, guys. Don't take the archive version. Take the installer, okay? X64, which stands for 64 bits. I'm going to prototype it now. Click on that, and within a couple of minutes, okay, depending on how fast your internet is, JDK will be downloaded, okay? All right. Now, you might ask, okay, what is the minimum requirement for running an Android Studio? All right, that is already answered also from the official platform, that is from developer.android.com. and if you go here, you can actually agree with me that you need a 64-bit OS, preferably Windows 8 or Windows 10, either 32 or 64-bit architecture, second generation of Intel Core or newer, right? AMD or CPU, which supports hypervisor. All right, sorry. Now, I believe many of you knows what we are talking about, but get back. Look at what caught my attention. 8 GB of RAM or more. How many of you have 8 GB of RAM, 8 GB of memory in your PC? Yeah. So this is the recommended. However, if you have 4 GB, you can run it, but you run it at your own expense. Okay. You wouldn't want a simple application to take ages before it loads. And remember here, you need space. 8 GB of space. This is laughable because you will see what happens now. Okay. So when we download this, let me just show you something here. if you go to my PC, you will see I have 66 GB free space, right? Okay, just watch. As even when we begin to configure this and run the first program on our emulator, you see the space, it eats up space like crazy. So yes, they said 8 GB, this should be the minimum requirement, but it's recommended you have at least 20 GB of free space. Alright, the resolution is something that all newer PCs have. Alright, we'll come back to this after we are done with what? Installing Oracle. Don't forget, we have downloaded this. I beg your pardon, I don't mean Oracle, I mean what? JDK. Alright, so let's get back to the folder, and there you go. It is here. I'm going to install this as you look at me right away. Okay, yeah? Okay, just follow along. Next, and please pay attention to where this is being installed. It's a 64-bit version. That's why it will be installed under program files. However, you can change it. Now, why would you want to play with this? Just leave it in the default location, unless you want it to install it in a particular location. Say you don't want it in program files, you want it on C, Android, which is a folder which you have created, and inside there you have Java and JDK. But to ensure that you set the path correctly, please leave it in the default location. Next. Okay, wait for it. Now, don't keep manipulating all this. Okay, next step, just close it. Enough. Now we are done. Let's see whether this is actually now there. Okay, remember this is where we are. So I'm going to exit this, and then I'll get back here. Window R, CMD, enter. Okay, now let's type this Java. Okay, now it's there. Yes sir, yes, we said the path will be set automatically. Yes, it is set, but there's a catch here. Guys, pay attention. So I'm going to type Java C. Java C is there. Okay, let's get to Java version. Now, I'll get in it that it is 18 point something, but, and I'm going to take Java -- version. Alright. See, guys, please understand one thing, okay? For the purpose of this tutorial, I actually uninstalled Java, but I refused to remove it from the path environment variable. So that is why, you know, since it was in the default location, it went back and gave me this. I did it for a couple of students. When I type Java, please listen carefully. When I type Java here, it showed this. I mean, I was referring to this, but when I type Java C, it says it's not recognized as internal or external command. I want you, after watching this video and doing it, okay, following alongside, please go back to the comment section and tell me what was the error before you set the path. Did you get that Java was not recognized as internal or external command, or did you get it as when you type the command Java C? I want to hear you out in the comment section. Don't forget, guys, I want you to go and just post in the comment section and tell me what you found. All right, so because this I have done it prior to this video, that was why it didn't show that. However, let's say you got the error. So what you do, you window did this. Let's find the installation path where Java was. So it's under C. Remember, I'm going to zoom this out for clarity's sake, and I'm going to get to this. That reminds me, I didn't uninstall this directory which contains Android. As you can see, some repos are there, so I need to delete this. Again, I uninstalled Android, but I did not delete it from the path. Okay, all right, so it's going to be here. I tried discussing this with some of my students in the class. What's the difference between program files folder and program files x86? All right, so any program which you install that is 32-bit is going to go under this x86. If it is 64-bit, it's going to go under program files. Okay, so is there? Zoom out. Did you see? Oh, again, Android is here. I need to delete all these things for now because I've not installed Android. Okay, so I'm looking for Java. Just press type J and you can see it there. Now, if you get in there, you can see, fine, I need this part. It's called the bin. Why do I need the bin? Not the dustbin, guys. Okay, so here I have the interpreter and I have the compiler with even the Java doc, right? So take the absolute path, right click, copy that. Now, where am I going? Can somebody tell me? All right, I need to set the environment variable, right? So don't waste time searching for it. Just type env in the search bar, right? Environment variables, and you see it there. Okay, so one screen at a time. Take this out. Environment variables. Now, where are we going? You're going to get two things now. You're going to get what? Environment variable. Under that, you have two things, right? User variables and your system variable. So where do I put it? Any guess or any guesses? All right. So, since the exe file is part of whatever we're going to do in Java, okay, we might be generating some exe files also. let's go and keep it under system variables. By default, system variables are set by default. I mean, they are set by default. Okay. Now, people might say, okay, sir, what happens if I put it in environment user variable? All right, it's advisable you put it here, because if you set it here, it's like a super user. Now you can see, right, I have set it before. Okay, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to set it all over again. So you come back here, you see it's not there. Okay, now you click on new. Now you paste whatever you've copied. Got it? Now it's not necessary. Oh, good observation. Now did you see the part that was there was the old part? Can you see it, guys? JDK 18, but this is the latest one as at the time I'm making this video, right? 18.0.1. So this part is what I'm going to keep, and I'm going to delete the previous part. Okay, so this part I have to delete it. Fine. And I have this part. Agreed? Click on OK, click on OK, click on OK. Now let me exit this and type it again. I will need to ensure that it is there before I proceed to installing what? Android. So I've typed Java. Okay. I typed Java. Java C was what I typed. So fine. And then I can actually look for the versions. Fine. To ensure that I was referring to that version. Fine. Same. Okay. Then same thing I can actually do here. Okay. So far, what have we done, guys? What have we done? Quickly. We only went to what? Oracle.com, and we downloaded Java, as you can see from here. Okay, right? And which version did we download? Java 18. Which OS? Which platform? Windows. Which one? Installable file. Don't get confused, guys. Don't get confused. Don't download the archive file. All right. Now, this is done, and we know that this is the minimum requirement which we need. All right. Next is what? We need to download Android Studio. Head over to developer.android.com, as you can see in this URL. Okay, guys. Now, once you are there, you see the size. The size is 872 MB. Yes or no? And it is 64. That was why, if you look at the minimum requirements, it encourages you to have a 64-bit what? Architecture. Fine. So I have actually done it for students who that were running on 32-bit PC, but you're going to have issues later. Okay. So to be on the safer side, guys, just do what I asked you to do. All right. So get over here, and you head over to download a link, and you see it says some bumblebee, blah blah blah. Something will be there. You have to agree to download that. Okay. So depending on how fast your internet is, so it says here it will be done in. All right. So I think we are done. Okay. We have 19 seconds left, and we are done with this downloading. I beg your pardon. We are done downloading it. So another thing, that interests me is, apart from Android Studio, you can actually run this using Eclipse. So let me just show you something here. So I'm not talking about Eclipse of the Moon or Eclipse of the Sun. I don't know what it is. I'm talking about the IDE, okay, Integrated Development Environment. And if you notice here, you can actually see that Eclipse is an IDE for what? Using programming. So can I use Eclipse for Android? Obviously, look here, platforms it supports is Java, right? So this is used, for seasoned developers, because the truth is Android, is heavy on your resources. So if you really want to maybe like customize, maybe want to like monetize, I beg your pardon, not monetize. If you really want to, have control over how much space it uses, it's better you use Eclipse. But again, you're going to do lots of configurations, which is pretty difficult. Okay, so but yes, apart from Android Studio, you can actually do this on Eclipse. Okay, so yeah, I worked on this before, and as the class proceeds, I will show you how you can run simple Hello World program, simple Android programming Eclipse. All right, so the download is done, and let's get back here. And as you can see here, this is where we are, and I'm going to install this, right? So by default, just follow the instructions, right? Okay. Now you see, owned by Google, we discussed this in the class. Fine. And then there will be some warning. Okay, this is from Windows. Obviously, I have to ignore it because I trust the software. All right. Now, allow it to unzip or extract or whatever it's doing. Who knows what it is? But allow it to extract, and there you go. Fine. Just click on yes. What are we going to do next? Yes, 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 not yes. You'll be seeing next, 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 next. Okay? Fine. So what is it next? If you care, you can read some of this stuff. And look here, it says it's needed 2.7 GB of space, right? Okay. And look at where it's going to be installed. Okay. Again, I showed you this, right, while we are actually installing Java. If you want Java and Android to be in the same folder, you can actually do that, but you might get confused in between, right? So if you want to customize it, you can do something like this, and then you can think of where you want to keep it. For me, I'm going to leave it in the default location, okay? I'll click next, next. If you want, you can check that, create shortcut, but who want to do that, right? Fine. Okay. So just wait for it. And by the way, I refuse to tell you about my system configuration. So I have a CPU that is powered by NVIDIA graphics card. It is called i7 8th Gen, and I have 16 GB of RAM, right? Fine. And I have a 6 GB GPU, okay? I mean, the graphics card is 6 GB. Okay. So this is done, and I think we can now write our first Hello World program. Are you ready, guys? All right, so let's do this. I'm going to close all this now. No problem, right? Let's focus on what we have. And this is how it looks like when it's starting. Okay. Now you see, you are not going to get this. Please don't get confused. This was because I have done something like this before, right? Okay. So these are some of the projects I have worked on. So for you, it's going to look entirely new. So what we want to do now is we want to create a new project. And remember, I want to put it under this folder called MATLAB. So I'm going to say new. Fine. And very importantly, ensure, guys, that this is pointing on phone and tablet. Okay. Yes, by default it will be on that, because you can actually use it to create, as you can see, right, watches, smart watches, Google activity maps and stuff, and even for Android TV, right, and even for automotive whatever, okay, media service store, messaging center, you know, something like that. But ensure it is pointing on this, and don't get confused between basic activity and empty activity. As you can see, basic activity says there is something that is there actually. Can you see this icon, this plus thing? Like, it's like it has an extra feature. So what we need is an empty activity. Okay, guys? And feel free to go through it actually. You can see something here. Full screen activity, Google Pay activity, Google Maps activity, login activity, right? So what does this mean actually? What are these? They are kind of templates, right? So if you are going to work on login activity, we will create it from a blank activity, okay? But if really you want to get started quickly, you can use it, but you should know how to customize them. All right, so next. Now guys, please listen. Here, when you start this, it's going to be on Kotlin. It's going to be on Kotlin, I'm pretty sure about that. And please pay attention to the name. Usually we say the name has to be unique, right? And you can follow this naming nomenclature. So for now, I'm going to stick to my what? Pascal casing. And I want to call it what? Say hello. So that is actually what I wanted to do. Say hello. No problem. Now, you know about packages in Java, right? But in simple term, so think of it as folders, okay? Or directories that contains all your library functions and maybe some scripts which you have written, okay? So look at it here. I mean, just imagine, just think of this, that there are 3 folders here. One folder is com. Inside com, you have example. Inside example, you have hello. And we are going to explore it after we just run this program. So I don't want it to be so lengthy. I can just say com.say hello. Agreed? Fine. Now, I don't want it to be on the desktop, just anywhere on the desktop, guys. I want it to be inside the folder called what? MATLAB. So I'm going to browse it. Agreed? Come to the desktop. Look for this one called MATLAB. Agreed, guys? And I'm going to paste it inside there. Fine. Remember to change these, guys, from Kotlin to Java. Now, there is something that interests us here. Did you see this, guys? Your app will run on approximately 98% of devices. Can you see it? All right. So, what does this mean? Okay, that means that this, whatever I'm going to do now, whatever I'm going to create now, this simple application, will not run on 2% of other devices. Agreed? Okay. And please pay attention. Please pay attention to this warning. It says project location should not contain white spaces. You know what we mean by white spaces? Yes. Because of this guy, MATLAB. Did you understand, guys? So what I can do is, I'm going to cancel this now, okay? And rename this guy. Got it? So I need to rename it because it makes it difficult when this is actually compiling. Okay, so what I can do is I can say MATLAB together or mad-lab. Got it? If that happens, that is the case, I need to come back here and then go back to my desktop. Okay, and now I choose this then you see the warning is gone. Please pay attention to everything you see on the screen. Don't just ignore it, guys. All right. Now I'm back to Java. Let's look at this again. So that means 2% of the devices, 2% of the devices will not be able to run the application. So what does that mean? Click on this, help me choose. Guys, what did you see? Now it says that, look here, Lollipop, right? Lollipop is 98, that is on API level 21, okay? Now, if I go back to the beginning, right? So on API 16, that means it will run on 100% of the what devices, or the 100% devices will support it, yes or no? Okay, you don't know, right? Okay, we get back to that. See, Jelly Bean 4.2, okay, we support 99.8%, most of the application will run on 99.8% of devices, right? So that means by default, that guy is there. So I'm going to select that now, okay? I click on OK. Now, if you see here, now it says now your app will run on approximately 100% of the devices. Agreed? Okay, cool. Now, don't check these guys, okay? Because for now, it says use legacy Android support libraries. It doesn't really matter. For now, let's ignore this. Just ignore it. Leave it as default, okay? Now, this is done, and there's no next again that is left. And please remember to change this from Kotlin to Java. I have done that. And now I'm choosing this, and what I will do, I'll just click on finish. Okay, so there's something that interests us here. Because I have a faster PC and I have a GPU and I have actually run most of these programs before now, it's going to do this faster. Please pay attention to what is happening. Guys, look at my screen. Towards the title, under the main activity.java, did you see this? Gradle project sync in progress. Did you see this? Gradle sync started. Did you see configure projects? Please wait till everything is done. Don't mistakenly close these guys. Okay, and it is done. Yes, it was done in 20 point something seconds. Okay, guys, fine. Now you can literally see it here. Okay, let's take a while to explore what is on the screen. Okay, now you see what I was telling you. MATLAB is the parent folder, right? App is the application container. You can actually see it here, right? Did you see that? Fine. Okay, Android application. Under SRC, again, is a folder. We are going to see that. You have your main, okay? Main.java, okay? Then you have com, you have say hello, you have main activity. Now, let's just look at this. I want to identify main activity from the desktop. Window D, MATLAB, okay? Now, where are we going to go? App, right? You see that app as a container? Guys, look at what I'm talking about here. Okay, let's keep them side by side. Look at what I'm talking about. Did you see this app as a container? It's actually a folder here. Yes or no? Fine. Okay, let me hide this guy. Fine. And try to let me zoom this out a bit. Okay, let me keep it on the same line. So you see this, right? Inside here, you're going to have what? SRC, guys. App, SRC. Already from MATLAB, app, SRC. Okay, this contains your source files. Did you see here you're having test file? Now listen, this I did not write any test scripts. I have my Android test and I have my test also, right? So inside test is only the Java test files, and it is under com.what? Say hello, right? Fine, I'm getting it here. Okay, now you see I have example unit text. We explore this, but what I want you to show me is what? Your main activity.java. So it's under main folder. It's under what? Java. Then com, then say hello. Did you see that? Main activity.java. Fine. So now means that this package is kind of what? Arrange everything under what? Folder, subfolder, relationship. Done. Okay, so this is not what we are interested in. Maximize these guys. Now, you look at the screen, okay? You will see logcat. Let's look at this. It says no connected device, no debug process, nothing was there. I mean, we can literally not see anything here. Minimize it. Look at the terminal. Obviously, right? You run some codes in Java. Say you have a Java file which I want to compile that is present in this, com.hello, right? I need to navigate. Basically, I can say cd to where? MATLAB, right? I need to come to IPP, right? It's come there. So cd to what? Java, right? It's done, it's dead. Okay, so it says Java is not a specified path. Why? Now, app is there, okay? So under this app, I need to have Java as a folder, right? Cool. So then I need to come inside here. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is I need to get to com.sayhello. So whatever I can do from my command prompt, I can actually do it here. That's not what we are interested in. Let's try CLS and see this code to clear the screen. And that works. Okay, so let's try cd dot dot. That also works. Okay, so I'm going to leave this again, and here is what if there's any problem. Say example now, just watch guys. I'm going to do something here. I try to remove some stuff here. Now you see, okay, under these problems, you see there it's already there. It's reported that there's a problem there. It's expected star or something or semicolon. So I'm going to undo it. Fine, that is gone. So for now, pay attention to problems, and on to do, you get some stuff. Okay, found this. It will be giving you kind of intelligence, okay, like what you have to do next and things like that. Now if you look at this profiler, this will come in handy when we start working on database connectivity. Okay, now actually we're going to use that mostly app inspection. We can actually see that, and mostly profiler. So for now, let's leave it as it is. And please look at this, okay, at the left right pane, depending on how you are viewing this. Okay, at the right pane, look at what I'm talking about. You see your Gradle. So if you are kind of curious, you might explore this and see what is contained in these Gradle scripts. For now, I'm going to leave it out. Let's go to device manager. Now in device manager, we need to create what we call what an APK file. Okay, because when we run this program, sorry, I beg your pardon, I didn't mean an APK. We need to create an AVD, Android virtual device. Okay, so this is where it is telling you here create a virtual device. So let me leave it for now, and after we do that, then it will come as an emulator. It says no emulators are running. To launch an emulator, use the word device manager. You got the point now, guys? So why did it have this too? Because we can actually run the same thing on our mobile phone, and I'm going to show you guys as the class proceeds, or you can actually run it from the virtual machine itself. All right, so this is done, and you need to understand one important thing here. Whatever you are seeing in front of you here is your what? Java file, right? So if I want to run this application, I have to right click and say run. Okay, right click, and run activity, or you just click on this play button, run app. It's going to run the whole thing. Fine. But if you want to design your application, or let's say you want to design a simple program, you have to do that in what? Activity _main.xml. So if you look clearly, I don't know if you are seeing what I'm seeing, but I'm going to run this and then we get back to it. Okay, so you're going to see something here: code view, split view, and design view. And if you are good at web development, you must have seen that, right? If you develop using Dreamweaver, you will see you can actually split it. You have your design and you have your code, or you can keep them side by side, like kind of tied. No problem. Now if I want to run this and they say I'm here, I might not have the option to run unless I go here and run that. Now I go to main activity, I can actually do that. So what I will do, I'll try to run it without setting a virtual device. Okay, let's do this. Now what did it say? No target device found. Yes, because we need to create a virtual device. So I'm going to go to devices now and click on this. Okay, and did you see this option? It says create a device. Exactly. Now look here, guys. Whenever you are choosing a that is AVD, Android virtual device, ensure you don't choose something that is so obsolete, and you shouldn't choose something that is so recent. That's why you see in between is giving you something, right, guys? Exactly. So if this is what is happening, ensure you choose something that is available in the Play Store. So for now, let's leave it as default. Okay, and I'm targeting phone, right? Exactly. So let's go there and click on next. Now which one? So R on API 30, 31, 32. This is the latest one, and as you go down you see there are lower versions of API. So this is 32-bit architecture, right? Now by the way, the latest version of Android is Android 12, right, which is called Snowcone. I think released updated in March 2022. This year first released in October last year 2021. So you might go on 30, that if you want it to support 32 and 64-bit, but let me leave it as it is default. I'm going to download R. So if you watch here, I have actually downloaded it, right, guys? So that's why the option is there for me to click next. Let me go and download Q now, as we are doing it here. So you see, this might take a couple of couple of minutes to download. So you see, it says Google Play, whatever, we done blah 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 blah, and it is 1.1 GB. Okay, so as this keeps downloading, I'm going to cancel it for the purpose of this tutorial because I have downloaded it before. But Okay guys, we are almost there. So it's done, and then it's trying to do some updates. Okay, all right, pay attention to the updates and let's see what happens next. Okay, so yes, so please wait for it to do the final add some finishing touches to that, and then we get back. All right, okay, so this is done. Again, everything is dependent on two things now: the speed of your PC and how fast your internet is also. So this is done. I'm going to click on finish. Now if you watch here, you see R is downloaded. Now you see I'm going to have two versions now, right? Yeah, I have R and I have Q, right? This is the latest and this is that. Okay, fine, any of them I can choose. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I want to choose the one on API 30, so which is R. Okay, I'll click on next. Okay guys, so the question here is, sir, can we change the AVD name? Yes, obviously you can call it KGF2, you can call it anything, right? Or you can call it Bahubali. It all depends whether you are from the North India or you are from the South India, you know what I mean. So now if you look at it this way, I want you to remember which AVD you chose. So I won't touch the name, okay? And it's recommended you don't touch it and leave it in portrait mode. You wouldn't want to be viewing it this way, right? You see, basically most of us, we view our phone like this, right? We don't view it like this, right? You got what I mean? Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'll just click on finish and we are done. All right, so since we are done now, you can actually power it on and pay attention to this size. See, initially it's 513, but you see what's going to happen when we run this simple hello world program. Okay, so to put things in perspective, let's get here. I'm going to go back to my PC and I will show you. If you really paid attention, you saw initially I had 66 GB, right? For doing nothing, just installing the Android Visual Studio, Android Studio, and then configuring this already, it has taken up 7 GB. 7 plus GB is already swallowed. Okay, so let me be sure that I'm actually doing the right thing. Pay attention to this, 59.2, and we will run one simple hello world program, and then we get back and see. Remember, this is 513 MB. Okay, I'm going to power it on now. It says no emulator running. Once it starts running, you're going to see something here. Okay, so you can see it has changed to connecting to the emulator here. All right, and this is the ratio and something is here. All right, so let me power on and we'll be good to go. So once it powers on, you're going to see this icon will change from the grayed out thing to becoming green in color. Okay, and you see the green thing? Can you see it, guys? Yeah. All right, now this is done and you see it's so small. So what I want you to do, just click on this, click on this minus button. Now it has maximized, right? Okay, so you remember when you minimize the other ones, this one gets maximized by default. All right, so let it start and it says pixel thing is starting. And if you notice here, guys, you see nothing is there. I mean, basically you can search Google, right? You can obviously search anything here. This is exactly your phone, so you can search for KGF2, right? I mean, I'm searching for it actually. I only G came, so KGF. Oh, KFG, what am I typing? KGF, okay, KGF2, I mean, you see, so you can literally search, you can play any song here, anything. Okay guys, so you can even watch it on YouTube also here. I don't know whether it's freely available, only the trailer is available for sure. Okay, so if I click on this, see, this is playing inline. That's the power of the emulator. Okay guys, but this will only happen if you have internet connectivity. Okay, fine. By the way, let me try increasing this. I hope the volume is okay. I hope it's clear. So you see, it's actually playing inline. Okay, it takes some time, but you got what I mean. It will still play here. Okay, so this is it, and you can actually play the trailer. All right, now leave this and let's go and run what we want to do. Okay, so I'll take everything back to default, and you can actually take screenshot and things like that. All right, so I right click here now. I'll say run main activity. Again, you see Gradle build running. Can you see it, guys? Exactly. Executing task assemble blah 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 some moments ago under this. Now you can now follow this log. Okay, you remember initially, right guys, nothing was there in the log. Yeah, now you see. Okay, see what is happening. Okay, you just wait. I mean, if you are curious to know what is happening under the hood, you better do this. Okay, and if you go to problems, there are no problems now reported, right? Yeah, then build also, build analyzer results available, actionable executed time is 20 something seconds. Look at all the tasks that was completed. Okay, you know, on the front side, and you need to see this green thing. Okay, says launch succeeded. Can you see it, guys? Exactly. And you see the output and things like that. Finally, if you go to logcat, it's done. okay, writing to block blah blah blah. So I'm going to minimize it and we get back here. So this was what happened initially. Okay, I said say hello and hello world is going to pop up. Okay guys, can you see it? So my next thing is, okay, let me zoom this out. Can you see this hello world? So my next question is, where is this hello world? I mean, it's not here in the Java file, right? So let me zoom out again and show you what I mean. Guys, look at the Java file properly. Okay, I can actually minimize this now. Look at it. Where is the hello world? Any guesses? Okay, where is it? All right. So remember that two files were opened up, right? So it's left to you to go back to your activity_main.xml, and that is where it is. Remember the concept of HTML, CSS, JavaScript? Yes, your presentation layer is controlled by XML. That's why it's called extensible markup language. All right, let's get back there. So if you go here now, we are now in the design view, right? So what I want you to do when you are coding, okay, or when you are learning how to code, is just to split these two. By the way, this button says you can stop the activity. Can you see it, guys? And we are going to do a detailed study on what each of them do, what all these things, what they are in the next store of Android. Okay, that'll be the next video. Watch out for it. Okay, we need to understand what all these things are and how can you actually customize this. And by the way, I believe when most of you start, your IDE is going to look entirely different as mine. I will show you how to customize this, how to increase this font size, how to change this from the default grayscale, I think it's dark mode, to light mode, and some of the stuff. All those things you're going to configure is under File, Settings, and some stuff. Okay, where is my settings? And then most of them. Okay, we are going to customize them. Okay, then all right. So for now, what did I say? I want you to keep it in split mode. Now, if you notice one thing here, guys, you will see hello world is there. Can you see it? As I highlight it, it's already highlighted there. Now let me click out. Immediately I click in there, can you see it's highlighted? And now you see things like strings, right? Rings or string, what do you call it? String. Showing that we can pan this left, right, left, up and down. Agreed? Okay. So let me zoom this out a bit and let's see what is happening here. Okay. Now let's try to do something here. Okay guys. Let's try changing the layout. Let's do that. Because by default, I tell you students to change it from the default layout to what? Relative layout. Now, when I say change it, I mean you should not delete XMNLS. I've seen students in the lab also, they go and delete this. They said, are you told to change it from this to relative layout? That's not what we meant. So when you say delete, I want you to delete this guy. So just press delete and okay. Now this is the problem here. Guys, see, though it looks like it's highlighted, but if you press that delete, it didn't go, right? So you can use your backspace fine, or you go from the beginning and just delete it. But please ensure that you are not deleting this less than sign. Okay? Listen guys, till here everything has turned red. Even that one is gone, though it's there as a text view. Just type relative. As you type it, is there. Select it. Now everything is back, right? That's simple. Now where is this now? See, the hello world is gone back there, right? See there. So you can actually drag it down. See, it's there. So I'm going to move here now. Watch what happens here, guys. Look at my text view. What am I telling? Now let me undo this. Look at this. Some things will be added here. Just watch. As I move this guy somewhere to the middle, did you see? What did you see? Horizontal layout, blah blah blah, margin top, and that. Got it? Exactly. Now if I want it to move up top, did you see? Then I want this way. I need to just watch here, guys. Drag this towards this. Okay, now it has moved from the ring to straight line. That means this can only move vertically, towards the top and then towards the left. All right, can I increase this? Yes. Though I increase the box size, see here guys, let me undo. Pay attention here guys, pay attention here. As I drag this box size, as I resize it, you see things are beginning to move, right? But the text did not move, yes or no? It did not even increase also. That's because there's just another property which we have to use to increase this. So it's called text size. You said one thing I like Android Studio, it has lots of intelligence, right? You don't need to remember everything. It's like you meditating. You just close your eyes. Okay, don't close your eyes, you have to open your eyes. Just type size. That's all I can remember, right? Size. So as soon as I type size, it says, am I talking about scroll bar size? Am I talking about ellipse size? I'm talking about text size, right? So text size, and what I see most of you do also, you go and start typing Android. Guys, I didn't type Android. Pay attention to what I did. I went here, right? Press enter. I just typed on this size. Agreed? I'm going to select the first one, Android text size. Agreed. Now you can choose it in DP, in display pixels, or emphasis mode or something. So let me make it 30. Now DP inches, millimeter points, whatever. Now 30 dp by default. Now you see it's there, so I'm going to drag it now. Okay, cool. Now again, if I want to center that, like it doesn't look centralized, so I know it's called center, but if you look here, it's called alignment. Actually, I think it's alignment. Text align, I think it's called text align. Just try to remember something. Text alignment. So you see there, so text alignment, I want it to be in center. Got it? So it's there at the center. That's what we wanted. Okay, now there is something here. Did you see there's an error, guys? Immediately I choose this text alignment, some red thing appeared here. Now go back to the problems and click on this. It says to support older versions, older versions than API 17, you must, please look at what I'm saying, specify gravity or layout gravity equal center horizontal, something like that, okay? Or use SP instead of DP. Got it, guys? So now this is because I chose API that is very old. Remember, I want this to run on 100% of the devices. If you have kept it on 98%, that is choosing lollipop, you will not have to bother about this. Okay, so let me choose SP. Now immediately I choose SP, still it didn't go right, so I will go back there and go back and do everything. Now come here, right? Two things you can do. See this bulb thing, guys? See this bulb? You say click or press Alt Enter. So let me click. Now did you see here it says set gravity to blah blah blah? Just click on that. Now it's added it. See here, it added this gravity layout, and now this is gone. The error is gone. Yes or no? Nothing shouting anywhere, so it's fine. Okay, now let me add some font and we are done with today's class. Okay, let me just add some fonts. I know it's called font color. I don't remember the color. I don't know. I just know it is font. Okay, now the question here is that how do I remember the color? I don't know. They said there are 16 million colors. I don't know. So you go back online and you go to color palette, right? Color chooser or color palette. See, I have visited it before. Let's say I wanted a color like this. Okay, so look at what I mean, guys. So let's say I wanted this type of color. I like blue. Okay, so see, copied. Look at it, copied. That's why I didn't want this. This is like image. Who wants to waste time doing that? Okay, so I don't want to accept cookies. You got the point, guys? Just come here, color hunt.co, look for any cool color. Maybe I'll take this. Once you click on it, it says copied. See there, guys? Any side I click here, copied, done. So I'm going to go back there. I'll just paste it here. Okay, so this is what I wanted. Now watch here, it has given me something there. Sorry, okay, sorry guys, Ctrl Z, text color. Okay, now I would undo this again. Where is my hello world? It's still there. Ctrl Z, so color, right? Fine. So I'll go back and color. Now inside here I paste this. Watch, everything is gone because it is a hexadecimal color. Just put hash in front of it and the color is back. Now the color is looking like my background color, so what have I done? Who knows? So what I will do is I will choose a color that is different from the background color. Let's say I copy this guy. Okay, now I'll come back here. Remember, I just added the hexadecimal thing, the number sign, hash sign in front of it, and I paste this. So this is fine, and immediately you see it here. Okay guys, cool. Now I'm going to run this now. Oh, by the way, emulator is still running. I stopped it. And this is done. Okay, so you don't need to save because by default once you run it's going to save it. So come back here, run main activity, allow the Gradle script to build again. While building it has actually saved it, but just to be on the safer side you can go and click on save all and you see hello world. Yes or no? But one thing I did not tell you guys is you will not be able to see this say hello as the header. It's actually called system UI. Because I have done this couple of projects, I have worked on a couple of projects, that's why I was able to see it. In that case, if you're not able to see this, what you should do is stop this, okay? Go back to this main activity underscore main dot whatever, minimize this guy. Guys, come down here, not that, come down here. Did you see show system UI? I'm going to do that now. Did you see that now? Now let me hide it again. Let me hide it again. It's not there, right? So ensure that you enable this, show system UI. Can you see that? So you'll be able to see it there. Okay guys, so let's recap what we did today. So I'm going to run this again and then we stop. Okay, so if I'm running it from here, it will not work. Okay, why don't I run it from here, since I have shown you guys that? Okay, now the next question is how many APIs or how many AVDs can we have? Yes, you can have multiple AVDs, but you are permitted to run only one at a time. Okay, now if really you want to have, why do you want multiple AVDs? But let's look at this emulator now. I use the emulator and AVD interchangeably, don't get confused, guys. Let's go back to the emulator. Now, what did you see, guys? Let's go back here. I'm going to stop here. And let's close this completely since we are done, right? Fine. And get back to my AVD. Now, it is what? 513, but it's actually lying with us, okay? So what I will do is I will refresh this, and you will see, actually, it is more than that. Okay, we ran this. It must have taken enough space, more than 513 MB. Okay, so for now it says it's 513, but let's look at our hard disk. Sorry, let's see what has happened here. If I come back here, did you see it was 59? Yes or no, guys? 59 is gone to 56.6. Now I need to close this and call it up again, because this guy is really playing with me. This must have taken up more. It must have taken more than 9 GB, I think so. So for me to do that now, what I'm going to do, I will close all these things completely. I will close them completely. I will go back here. I need to close it. I want to show you the behavior. What actually happens after this emulator just ran for once. I think it ran for twice I ran it, right? Okay, so this is the stuff. I will go back. Physical. I will close this and I'll call it up again. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go back there. I say Android Studio. Okay. Let's see. Okay, allow it to load, guys. This is what I mean by being resource dependent. Heavy on your resources. Okay. So yes, exactly. I was right. Can you see it, guys? 10 GB of space. What did we do? We just ran Hello World program, guys. You can see it there. So it's taking up 10 GB of space. So why would you want to keep 2 or 3 AVDs? Okay. So what you can do in this case is, after you are done running this, each time keep a check on. See, can you imagine? It's gone to 55.1. Just calling this up. We had 66, almost 67 GB of space, and we did nothing. It's come to 55. Okay. So what you can do is, once you are done, go here and wipe data. Just do this. It's come to 2 GB. I think this is the minimum you can get. Okay. So wipe data. Don't delete, guys. Wipe data again. Okay. So after you run, okay, at each iteration, again go and wipe it. Okay. So on that note, let's just recall what we did today. Okay. So we started by doing what? We downloaded Java. All right. We set the path. Yes. We checked the command prompt, whether it was set or not, by typing Java, yes or no. And when we get this, then we know, yes, it's done. We're no longer getting that previous error message that says it was not recognized as internal or external command, yes or no. After that, we downloaded what? We looked at the minimum requirements. Yes, our laptop is able to handle that. Then we downloaded Android. Agreed? Cool. Once we are done with that, we went and ran our simple Hello World program. Okay, before we ran that, we actually did what? Created a virtual device, okay, our AVD or your emulator. Fine. Once that was done, then we did what? We ran that, and then we saw how it was taking up space. We went and we customized our work.